Memorial Day. Time to honor the veterans. Today is June the 1st. I know it's not Memorial Day today. Here are 3 Marines. Michael, Kevin, Brian, Walsh. Michael, the one on the left, served in Vietnam, 2 Purple Hearts. Came back very troubled. One in the middle is myself, Kevin, and then there's Brian on the right. 3 brothers. They had one more, Johnny. He was not a Marine. This is an unbelievable story about an unbelievable woman and the unbelievable, gross, and disgusting treatment. She's been receiving. I'm definitely not a photographer. We just had some tea and stuff. 93 years old. Born in Ireland. Orphaned at the age of 3. Moved on to England when she was 16 because she was being raised by 4 bachelors. Rough times in Ireland in those days. Came to America in 1938, Ellis Island, and she raised 4 boys by herself. Husband was, I believe, bipolar. That's my father. And extremely violent alcohol. But over here we got a recliner. Look at this recliner. That's a recliner for you. I want to take a look at this recliner. I want to show you something. Company by the name of HealthFirst, New York. Long-term care. In fact, the program or the plan is called Complete Care. We're going to do everything for you, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's bullshit. HealthFirst, you're full of bullshit. My mom's in that recliner. You can go back. You can sit up straight, or it can even help her stand up. So it helps her to keep moving, and that's great. That's what you want. All the good doctors say one of the best things you can do is to keep moving. Keeps the joints, keeps everything working in the body. It helps prevent bed sores. HealthFirst doesn't care. HealthFirst says, let her die. We don't give a damn. We don't give a damn if she gets bed. In fact, let's help her get the bed sores. Yeah, that's what they want to do. And then you can blame it on the son, Kevin. That's the son in the middle there. That's him right there. That's me. They want to make me out to be the bad guy. Well, if it's during the day, why is my mom in the recliner? Well, she used to be. Used to get up out of this bed. Every morning. We go over here, sit on the kitchen table, have a nice breakfast, enjoy ourselves for an hour or 2. And after that, we go out for the day. No, she's in the bed now. Well, why isn't she in the recliner? Because it's broken? Oh, yes. Well, HealthFirst. Hello, HealthFirst. Could you help my mother get this another recliner because this is from 2006, 8 years old. So what does HealthFirst do? Well, they're mad at me because I have a security camera in the home and they won't supply any home health aids. Makes it pretty hard for one person because my mom cannot stand up because of what New York Presbyterian, the Allen Pavilion, especially what the Jewish Home Life Care did. They twisted her leg and lifted her on a Hoyer lift. They crippled her. Pretty hard for one person. Me, I'm 64, but I'm still getting her in and out of bed as much as I can. But back to this recliner. And HealthFirst. And we'll get to some of these home health aid agencies. So because, oh, what's that? What's that? Oh, it's a security camera. Not well hidden, is it? Nope, I don't hide things. I put it right out there, let everybody know, yes, you're in a home with a security camera. This recliner. Not working. Let me see if I can work this camera here a little bit. I'm going to show you something. Now you hear my mom in the background because I've got to try to do this and talk to her and do everything at the same time because I have no home aides to help me do anything. Here's the button. Let me zoom in here a little bit. See that light come on? You hit one button and the light comes on. When that light goes on, that thing should be moving. Hup. No light. One light. Broken. Which means that recliner won't move. It stays like that in the far back position. Thank you, HealthFirst. HealthFirst says, screw this old lady. Who cares if 3 of her sons were Marines? Who cares? We're not going to fix it because she's bedbound. Which means they want her to stay in bed and be tossed back and forth like a little sack of potatoes. Because if she gets a bed sore, then they're going to send Adult Protective Services and the police after me to say, hey, he's not taking care of her. That's what they do to you. But why don't you fix the chair? Nope. So here I am. My mom's supposed to go down for dentures. To the denture center, West 35th Street. Great place. And they're supposed to supply an amulet. So they tell me if I have any questions I can call the amulet. We're going to call him Gary Fernando's, because I think he's always sleeping, to tell you the truth, even when you're talking to him. They set up an amulet and they tell me specific, don't call him till after 5 o'clock. Don't call him till after 5 o'clock. Don't. But I had a question, so I called him before, and they tell me they normally close around 5, any place between 5 and 6. So if I had waited, I would not have found out the following. The amulet that was supposed to pick up my mom for an appointment to go down to the denture center was told we don't need a lift in the amulet. They were just going to send a regular taxi. Why weren't they going to send a lift? Because HealthFirst told them that my mom can walk. And I got a recording of this conversation. Very nice lady down there at Endicott Union by the name of Linda. So, on one hand, HealthFirst is telling people that should be helping my mom to be able to go down and get her dentures, that she can get up and walk, and they screw her. I'm sorry for the language, but there's really not many nice words to really describe what their HealthFirst is doing to my mom. So, no ambulette. Second attempt, I have no home health aides to help me. HealthFirst won't get me a home health aide in here. They are calling me up and yelling at me for having a home security camera. Now, is HealthFirst, my mom is their client, they should be on my mom's side, but no, they're on the side of the home health aides. They're yelling at me, and I mean literally yelling at me, and threatening me not to provide us with any insurance services. That's right. Not only not home health aides, they're not going to help us at all. Why? Oh, security cameras. Yeah, you're not supposed to protect yourself. Montefiore did the same thing to us. Montefiore says this is a hostile environment because I have a home security camera. They refused. So back to the chair. What they do, on one hand they say she can get up and walk, and so they send an ambulette that we cannot use. And then they're yelling at me on the phone regarding the home security system. And when I ask them about getting this recliner fixed, Nicole, the case manager, says, well, that depends on the medical director. It's going to take several days for that to process. But by the time they finished yelling at me on the phone, she just said, they said, no, we're not going to fix it. Which means they want my mom to stay stuck in this bed 24 hours a day. I'm not going to let that happen. So now only are they not hurting their client, a senior 93-year-old mother of 3 Marines. HealthFirst is saying, hopefully she'll die. Then we don't have to worry about this problem anymore. That's the only thing I can conclude from this. And I am doing this on my mother's behalf. This is her channel. She wants people to know what's going on here. So HealthFirst is extremely abusing, and I think criminally negligent in their help, or lack of, helping this great lady. Now my mom gets upset pretty easily. In fact, they had Sabria or something, manager of the complete care, yelling at my mother on the phone, yelling at her, yelling at me, yelling at her. They don't understand, we're the same. Gets my mom really upset when I do things to protect her. And she sees people trying to beat me up emotionally, she gets very upset. So now we're without an aid. This is the 2nd month. All of April we had no aid. Put me out hundreds, probably close to $1,000. I spent between 7,000 and 8,000 minutes on the phone trying to get these people to do their work correctly. Because the first month they goofed it up. They didn't respond to me within proper time. And so they said, we can't help you. Who cares if your mom dies in the meantime? That's HealthFirst. That's Montefiore working with them. I'll show you later how Health First had me actually not try, they were using Montefiore stationery. Something very funny, and this needs to be investigated by the Department of Insurance, the Department of Health, and the Attorney General's office. When I tell anybody that I have proof, I've got pictures, I've got recordings, nobody wants to see them. So that's it for now. Just want to let you know that Health First is destroying my mom's health. If you're out there and you're listening to this, get away from Health First, get away from Montefiore. Protect yourself. Make sure you record everything. They're recording everything you do. Make sure you record everything they do. Wish you all well. To all you Marines out there, hoorah! Almost forgot the ending of the story for yesterday. Actually 2 days ago, which was Memorial Day, May the 31st. I was telling you about how on one hand Health First says my mom is bedbound, so she doesn't need this recliner. On the other hand, she says she can walk and she doesn't need a lift to get into an ambulette. So the first ambulette didn't come because the company had no vehicles with a lift, period, and they just couldn't help. The second time we tried to get down there, had no aid. So the third time, which was Saturday, I hired somebody to come with me, a friend, who actually ended up being with me a lot longer than expected. We had an 11 o'clock pickup. And who did Health First hire? They hired a company by the name of New Elegante Car Service. It was a 718 number. Seven 492-7680. We confirmed the appointment a couple of days earlier. So it was confirmed. We're downstairs slightly before 11. Not showing up. I make a call. And that's this right here pretty much tells me that I think Health First told them not to get the appointment, to screw it up somehow. Because when I call New Elegant Car Service, taxi, $11.19 I believe. I get on the phone, explain the date, time, address. He said, hold on for 1 minute. And then he puts me into a voicemail. Did not sound like he wanted to talk. Put me into a voicemail. I called again. They put me on hold. And I had my friend call from a different phone number. And they told her it would be 15-20 minutes. That was 11:25. So 20 minutes, I said okay. 11:45 comes. No ambulance. 12 o'clock comes. Nothing. 12:15. Nothing. I start calling again. And I kept getting put on hold for 15-20 minutes. I'm not sure what time it was. I have to check my logs. But then they said it would be another hour. First they said the guy was stuck in traffic and that's why it was going to be 15-20 minutes. Now, an hour and 15 minutes after that first delay that I was told, they said it's going to be an hour or more. They're just trying to get me to say, forget it. But what happened is, I said, okay, we'll wait. So my mom's waiting downstairs for over 3 hours, close to 4 hours. In fact, it ended up about 4 hours. I have a witness here. So they can't say it didn't happen and we weren't downstairs. I have several witnesses. So I believe it was 4:15 they call and they tell me there's a taxi downstairs. Not an ambulance, no lifts, just a taxi. Anyways, we couldn't go because prior to that the denture center told me we couldn't, it was going to be too late and they'd be closed. So again, Health First putting us in the position to hurt my mom. This is absolutely incredible. I'm not sure if both Montefiore and Health First are working together. Sure seems real funny with the paperwork being mingled. Anyways, just want to let you know what happened. I didn't get this before, so that's what they're doing. Still no aids. No aids. No help. Just being blasted. Emotionally hurt. So that's Heart to Heart, home health aides, self-help community services, or self-help family care. These are the people who are saying you're not getting any aids because of the camera. Then on top of that, self-help says they're checking other companies, but they're all saying that they don't want to come in here. And I'm said to them, why? And they said, well, what are you doing so that they don't want to come in? I said, I don't even know what companies you are calling. How could I be doing anything to them? You're the one that's calling them. You won't even let me know what the name of the companies are. You won't tell me how many you have, how many you have called. You refuse to answer any of my questions, and you're telling me that I'm doing something to these companies that I don't even know exist, that they don't want to come in here. Anyways, I get my mom out of bed every single day. I move her in the bed. I exercise her legs. I exercise her arms. We got another video with me exercising her arms. Such a great lady. And the only thing I can think of, when you keep trying to do these things that are not healthy, is you want somebody dead. Health First, Montefiore. I don't know. Maybe some news channels might want to give these companies a call and find out what they are doing to Mary Walsh and why. Maybe some newspapers might want to do this. Find out why they're hurting this poor lady. This great lady. All you jawheads out there, hoorah!